Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Ultimate General Civil War, and we are returning to our Let's Play series playing as the Confederacy. We last left off with the Battle of Second Manassas, which we won decisively, and we are now into the Maryland campaign, so the 1862 campaign where Robert E. Lee invaded the North for the first time, invading Maryland and fighting the Battle of Antietam. There are two minor battles, however, to get to before that. The first is Chantilly, which was a rearguard action after the defeat at Second Manassas for the Union, in which case it was fought in some driving rain, actually a thunderstorm, and a couple of Union generals, due to the horrendous conditions, one of the best Union generals, in fact, General Philip Kearny, was killed at the Battle of Chantilly. Followed up by the Battle of the Weapons Factory, which I can only assume is the Battle of Harpers Ferry. I really wish they had a minor battle for the Battle of South Mountain. That was critical in this campaign, but they don't, and therefore we can't fight it. But with that being said, we will fight the Battle of Chantilly in just a moment. I do want to give you guys a quick overview of our forces. I have reconstituted our forces after the Battle of Second Manassas, so let's go ahead and take a look at where we're at. Now, as some of you may recall, we have 3 corps in the Army of Northern Virginia now. The first corps is led by yours truly, T.H. Butcher. I did my best to live up to that standard in our last battle. You'll see here the first corps is exclusively commanded by brigadier generals in terms of brigade command, and every battery of artillery, with the exception of one who's a brigadier, every battery of artillery is commanded by a colonel. Actually, let's go ahead and fix that here. Alfred Doles. All right, I'm just going to do something here real quick. Going to go ahead and bring him off. Put a lieutenant commander in charge of that battery, and then that'll give us another brigadier we can put in charge of a brigade over here, and move this guy back over to a colonel. Okay, so we'll get back to what I just did here in a moment, but essentially every brigade in the first corps here you can see is commanded by a brigadier general. I used some prestige after the last battle to buy 3 brigadiers. Lewis Armistead was one of them, Richard Garnett was another, and Barksdale was the third. So you can see here the first corps, every division is commanded by either a major general or a brigadier general. Every brigade is commanded by a brigadier general, and every battery of artillery is commanded by a colonel. There are no penalties here for efficiency because we have a very adequate command structure. We'll see how that falls apart once people start getting wounded and killed, but it is what it is for now. You can see here the first division is entirely armed with Enfield rifled muskets, so amongst the best weapons we can come up with. The second division is entirely armed with Lorenz rifled muskets, which are Austrian imported weapons. And the third division is entirely armed with either Harpers Ferry or Springfield 1855s. Those are basically all the sort of historically well-known Springfield rifles. One of them is a Harpers Ferry model, one of them is a Springfield model, but they're the same gun, more or less. They've got a slightly different efficiency and melee ranking, but in my view, they're the same gun. So there you go. All weapons of the highest order in the first corps. Everything is rifled. All the troops are relatively experienced. All the troops have brigadier generals. All the artillery batteries are maxed out and have colonels. We've got a 10-pound ordnance, the 3-inch ordnance rifle in one of the batteries. And then the other 2 batteries, one of them is a 12-pound howitzer, and one of them is a 12-pound Napoleon. So the artillery could probably be improved, although certainly the size of batteries... Oh, I also forgot this 12-pound Napoleon battery as well. The size of batteries is the max they can be. The quality of guns could probably come up, but guns are expensive. The second corps is... Wait. Yeah, the second corps is similarly equipped. Every single infantry brigade is armed or is commanded by a brigadier general. All the artillery brigades or batteries are commanded by colonels, and the 1 cavalry brigade is also commanded by a brigadier general. You can see here the troops are very well equipped in this corps as well. The first division being entirely rifled muskets, not quite the same sort of uniform structure. They've got a Springfield brigade, 2 1841 brigades, and an 1853 Enfield brigade. The second division, actually I misspoke. The second division is smoothbores. 1 Palmetto brigade and the other 3 are all armed with 1842 smoothbores. And the third division is all rifle as well. In fact, they all have the Mississippi rifles. The 3rd Corps is not fully built out. It is entirely smoothbore base, and it's not all brigadier generals in command of infantry. There are some colonels in command of infantry brigades. No penalties for efficiency there, but certainly not the sort of well-oiled machine, if you will, of the first 2 corps in terms of their layout. So here we go. With that being said, I think that about sums up our current structure. We've got about 14,000, just shy of 15,000 men, includes 15,000 if you include the artillery. So actually just shy of 16,000 men in the 3rd Corps, some 24,000 men in the 2nd Corps, and some 24,000 men in the 1st Corps. So all told, we've got an army of about just shy of 60,000 men, or right around 60,000 men, if I can do math, which I may not be able to do math. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump in, and we're going to fight the Battle of Chantilly here today. So, after the Battle of Second Bull Run, the Federal Army is reforming its force at Centerville. You are on a mission to lead part of your army around the Yankee right flank, get behind the Union position, and cut off their line of retreat. While your troops are resting near Chantilly, the Parrots spot 2... What? Oh, the patrols. God, I can't read. Spot 2 Federal divisions approaching from the south. So, we don't know what the enemy has. We know we can bring up to 13 brigades to the field. That means we could bring one of our first 2 corps, or we could go with our 3rd Corps, which is not fully built out, would be a little bit small, but 16,000 men, just 1 brigade shy of the maximum that we can bring to bear. So I think I'm going to do that in the hope of using this time to give these guys some more experience. And they also have all the cheap weapons, so they'll be the cheapest to replace in terms of casualties. Let's go here. It looks like we're going to be on the defensive. 2 Yankee divisions are marching from the south to attack you. We've deployed our men in this field to resist the attack, and reinforcements are on the way. So there you go. Let's bring these guys up here, get them in close to the field of battle as possible. We're going to be deploying in woods. The enemy's going to be in the open. Rifles would probably be better, but it is kind of what it is. I think we'll deploy the artillery here in the center, and maybe have some cavalry around as well. So Longstreet's going to get his chance to be on the defensive here. Let's see here. So we'll go ahead and pause for a second. I think there's some entrenchments. Yep, there's some entrenchments we can take. So, yep, okay. So Standard's going to go here. Otis is going to go there. Doles is going to be in the center in the open. Stockton, go here. I don't know if I want to put Stanford all the way forward. I guess it is an objective we're supposed to hold. All right, and this brigade's going to kind of be in reserve and in support. We'll leave the artillery kind of a little bit further back in the rear. What kind of battery is it? Napoleon smoothbores. Just because I think this position will probably fall, but I don't really care if that position falls. Let's also go send some cavalry over here to flank to scout our flank. I think this flank's a little bit more secure, just as I say that. Additional reinforcements are arriving. Good. Let's bring the artillery over here into the open. We'll bring the 1 infantry brigade that's coming up here with their palmettos into this wood line to guard our flank. And we've got 1 brigade in reserve. We've got Morton's brigade kind of in reserve here over in the corner. I think I'm going to bring Morton more toward the center. Since we are bringing in Walker on the flank, I'm assuming that means this position is going to be a little bit stronger. We've got quite a few troops on that corner, about 8,000 men, 6,000 men we'll have there. Alright, so we've got some skirmishers over here. What are our men armed with? They have Lamat revolvers. Ooh, nice. Why don't we go ahead and charge these skirmishers here? I think some enemy troops arrived down this road, but I can't really remember. Hopefully we can overrun these skirmishers here pretty quick with our cavalry and do their job and drive the enemy back. Looks like they're getting the upper hand here as this skirmish unit starts to melt away. Oh, there's another artillery battery. Let's get one of these guys here in the woods. They'll provide close-in cover in case the enemy charges our batteries. Hopefully these are... Ooh, these are 20-pound Parrots, actually. Let's get them into the open. I want them firing at the enemy where they can see them best. So I guess we're going to deploy all of our artillery here in this open field, where I'm assuming they'll have the best field of fire. You can see our cavalry is just about destroyed this enemy skirmisher unit that was threatening our flank. Yankee division is attacking us. Morton, you're going to go here and support in the woods. Why don't you run 2 brigades in these defensive positions, and then we've got 1 brigade kind of running to their aid. Go ahead and deploy some skirmishers out front here to attack these guys. Maybe sweep them back a bit. Interestingly enough, the skirmishers haven't hurt a single one of our troops yet on the left. Morton should be moving a little bit more quickly there. Alright, so we're getting our parrots into position in this field. The Napoleons, no surprise there, are not doing much. Alright, so an enemy brigade is on the flank. We'll deploy Morton over there to deal with it. I feel like we're brigade shy of what I'd like to see us have. Alright, go ahead and deploy in there. Another enemy division's advancing. Looks like these guys are going to charge. This line feels awfully thin. 2 brigades. They are both dug in, but again, it's just 2 brigades. Get Longstreet over there. Maybe he can provide some morale support. Artillery is still largely useless. I was hoping being in the open would matter, but I think actually all of our guns, except for the, no, we do have some rifles. So we've got 4 batteries, 2 batteries of rifles, 1 of smoothbores. Alright, so Longstreet's arrived, at least providing, hopefully here, providing some morale boost. I don't want you charging, by the way. And you're doing just what I don't want you to do. Okay, I guess you gotta close too much to really be effectual. I'll let you go here. We can deal with his flank attack. Alright, alright. We're being overwhelmed on the left. Alright. We at least held the line there. Longstreet's in support. He's, Morton's gonna hopefully take direct Farrow away from Vaughn, and then Vaughn can come back on the flank. Meanwhile, this artillery is too far away to provide canister fire, and just doesn't seem to be doing a very good job, in my view. Dole's brigade in the center is whatever. I don't really care about them. They secure the left flank. They didn't even take the position. How'd they secure the flank? That makes no sense. Come on, Longstreet. Hang in there. I guess they just have more men than us here? Hello, Lesdrek. Oh, God. Really didn't want the cavalry to go charging in there like that. Oh, we got our cavalry good and killed. At least gave a couple of relatively free volleys to Morton's troops. Why don't you guys come back here? Wow, the cavalry's actually doing okay. Otis is hanging in there. What's his morale at? Still at 100. Wow. Having Longstreet around apparently helps. But, you know, we already lost the position, so who would have guessed? All right, Morton, you're going to need to keep guarding the flank. We need some ammo, I think, over there. Let's bring those wagons over. Doles is hanging in there against multiple enemy charges. Meanwhile, on the left, it feels more like a demonstration than a serious effort. Let's bring Walker over and support. We'll leave his skirmishers to guard the flank, but I think 2 brigades on that flank at the moment is enough. It feels like the main enemy effort's going to be on the right side of the map, our left. Actually, Stockton can get there quicker. Let's do this. Let's swap Walker into those positions. We'll have move Stockton over here. We'll go ahead and move him at the double quick. Get him into support range here, hopefully quickly. Morton could turn and face if he had to. But I don't like the idea of... I don't think we really drove back these enemy troops over here. I think it was kind of a temporary thing. Okay. By the way, I apologize if you guys hear a car alarm. Someone decided to set a car alarm off. Alright, the artillery's, you know, inflicting casualties, I suppose. That's what they're supposed to be doing. Not as many as I'd like, but is what it is. Vaughn, why don't you go take this clump of trees up here on this flank. Go ahead and leave some skirmishers here. Yep. Alright, why don't you harass them, maybe. Stockton, get in there. How are these guys still in melee? Like, there's no one touching them. I don't understand. That means Stockton can stop double-quicking and fire at leisure over their shoulder if they really are in melee? Alright. Bear's really trying to get into our rear. How are things going over here? Still just a little bit of a skirmish affair. Nothing too serious. Doles and our centers hanging in there against... hanging in there gamely. Oh, God. Vaughn's taking the brunt of Pharaoh's volleys. It is leaving Motrin more or less. It is Morton. I keep saying Motrin. Morton. Largely untouched. So Pharaoh can kind of turn to deal with the cav, and then either Morton can hit him in the front, or Vaughn can come in behind. I didn't really mean for you to charge. But I suppose a charge into the rear probably does some damage, right? Well, apparently not. Well, you just ate another volley, horseman. I guess you're saving the infantry. Doing some good, I suppose. Alright, we're hanging in there. Hanging in there. The center really doesn't matter at the end of the day. The flanks are what matters. They can break our center. How's this artillery doing? Thank you, Chris B. Thanks for the donation. I appreciate that. The artillery's doing a good job here. Appreciate these videos. Great channel, great commentary. Thank you very much. I strive to please. Alright, left flank still secure. Right flank. I may have to name a unit after you, Chris B. Maybe I can make that like a... I don't know. Everyone, I don't really do Patreon or something, but maybe I can make that like a pledge reward. Name a unit or something after you. Alright, so Pharaoh's still engaging here with Morton. I really just want you to shoot your... Just shoot your... You don't need to charge. Oh, God. I just wanted you to shoot your revolvers at them. Revolvers in my other cavalry tend to be very effective. But you don't need to close to that range, I don't think. Well. Oh, well. I have been told that cavalry are worthless in this game, and they maybe appear to be. I don't know. Alright, we drove him back on the right flank. On the left flank, it's kind of passive at the moment. Suppose we can send some ammo wagons over that way. I think everybody... How's Morton's? Yeah, he's doing okay on supply. The artillery might need some supply. They chew through a lot, I assume. Alright, more charging here on the far left. 2 brigades coming in on standard. Like, do they not have range? It doesn't look like they have any range with these weapons. It's so weird. They can shoot, can't they? Bolt revolvers they can shoot. Alright, well, I guess not. There you go. Pharaoh's routing. Chase him down, Vaughn. Hopefully they don't turn and fire a volley into you. Lesdrick, that's a good point. Generally, if you're a crew member in Bomber Crew and I name some after you, you've got about 2 missions left before you're dead. So that might not be what you want. Alright. So they're charging on the right again. The left flank is still really not being pressed at all. I'm going to pull Walker's brigade out of these positions here and kind of bring it forward here to maybe try and press the federal flank here. I think Doles is still engaged with this guy. Maybe not. Maybe he's out of range. Hard to tell. I just think they can get there faster than they can, you know, advance down on this brigade. I guess we can bring Morton down. Pharaoh's being driven, at least, by our cavalry. Hopefully continues to be driven. They are doing good work for this cav unit. They're running these guys down. So at the very least, the Lamat armed cavalry seem to be very effective in pursuit, keeping these guys routed, keeping them running. You can see they've inflicted almost 1,000 casualties. I probably could push on the left, but I'm just kind of keeping this manageable at the moment. So, let's see here. Are they getting shot at? Doesn't look like it. Alright, so Leisure's brigade is being driven back there. Nice. Morton's brigade's reinforcements were timely. You can see Standard has lost about 400 men, so he's certainly lost some substantial casualties, but he's hanging. Actually, his morale's down to 29. Put Morton in his position. I don't know where he's getting flank fired from, but get Longstreet over there to provide some support. These guys are all doing a really good job. I am very pleased with this is a very green corps. Not a lot of experience, doing a good job holding the line. Doles has done fantastic. Otis has done phenomenal. Stockton's come in here. He's done okay. Morton's done really well. Where's the enemy brigade here? Looks like Vaughn's chasing him off the map, or trying. But our cavalry just went off the map. Or we can't see them anymore. They're still inflicting casualties on Pharaoh, though. So I guess they're still engaged. I still have them here, so they haven't, like, routed from the field or anything. Alright, Standard. You should be recovering some of your morale by now. Alright, so they're trying to charge into Morton's flank, but they're going to be dealt with 3 brigades, Morton, and then 2 brigades in support, so they really don't have much hope, I don't think, of bending our right flank. If there was one spot I would be worried, it would be kind of the center area, but we've got quite a bit of artillery just out of canister range, but in good enough range to be firing pretty effectively into kind of the enfilade position of this brigade, or at least reasonable accuracy here. I don't know where Burnside is, Vincent. What do I think of the idea of a Civil War game with carryover casualties? What do you mean? I mean, they do have carryover casualties for your core unit, Sean. Although the Yankees don't have it. I think this game would not do well with carryover casualties for the enemy, because it'd basically be a victory funnel, if you will, after a couple of battles around the Peninsula Campaign time frame. I like the idea of carryover casualties within an individual battle, and Ultimate General Gettysburg does have that. Some of the Scourge of War scenarios have that from unit to unit. But I don't think it makes much sense beyond that. And actually, I think you can see the weakness of it in Ultimate General Gettysburg. If you really stomp on the Yankees or the Confederates early in the campaign in Ultimate General, you can really bring the enemy down and make those last couple of battles, or even that last day or 2 days in Ultimate General, just really becomes, oh my god, really just becomes mopping up, if you will. And it loses a lot of the entertainment, I think. They're going to shoot you down. You're going to get... that was a dumb idea. I should have left Walker out of volley range. I just took 120 casualties for no real reason. Let's go ahead and pull you out. Why don't you retreat there? Alright. Left flank secure. I don't think there's any way they're going to do anything about it. Right flank looks secure too. I think I did a good job in bringing Longstreet in to be the principal defender of the flank, if you will. He really, I think his command bonus really helped bring everybody's morale up, despite some pretty heavy engagements. You know, sometimes heavily outnumbered. Let's see here. Did Ferry get routed from the map? He's still out there. And our cavalry's still inflicting casualties on him. We've won the battle. At this point in this particular battle, I don't think there's a ton of value to continuing to fight. Casualty ratios aren't quite as lopsided as I'd like. Let's go ahead and finish this thing up. Confederate victory, Chantilly. We inflicted some 7,400 casualties. Only lost about 1,300 of them. Remember, we get about 20% back. I am not playing on Legendary mode. I am playing at the standard difficulty, so the middle. There's 3 levels. I'm in the middle. We lost 500 casualty, or cavalry. If we go back to goods received, we rescued about half of our cavalry's Lamat revolvers. We rescued about 500 of our 1842s. All of our weapons were 1842s, by the way, except for some palmettos, just a handful of palmettos. We actually captured 1,213 Harpers ferries. Thank you very much, Josh Street. Yes, our To End All Wars series. We were trading turns earlier today, so that series is underway. Ideally, I will be posting videos every Wednesday. Now, I know with Thanksgiving this week, that could mean a delay till next week. But ideally, every Wednesday will be To End All Wars Wednesdays, as well as potentially one other day during the week. 1 to 2 turns a week is the idea for that series, with XTRG as the Germans, and Tortuga and myself as the Western and Eastern Entente, respectively. So there you go, about 1,200 captured Harpers Ferries, 166 Springfields. That in of itself, I think, makes this battle a victory. But there you go. So we lost about 1,300 casualties, got 5,700 back, so got way more back than we lost, in addition to the fact that we recover some of our losses. Got $100,000 as well, and we have 1 career point. We have maxed out medicine, we have maxed out politics, so I think the next step is really going to be economy, at least for now. I think I need to work on army organization shortly, but we're gonna go toward economy for now, because I really want to get some of the quality of my weapons up a bit as well. So there you go. That was a victory for the 3rd Corps. Let's go ahead and just get these guys back to 2,000. Only 46 casualties to replace there. These guys had a few more, but I'm just going to make sure that if you're a 1-star brigade, you stay a 1-star. If you're a 2-star brigade, you stay a 2-star, etc. So we gained some experience for all of these guys, and now we're just spending some of that money recouping some of our casualties here. Wow. Well, the horsemen certainly got torn up. We don't even have enough Lamats to get them all back into... We don't even have enough to get them back to 500. Just shy of 500, so I guess we'll have to go with that. Alright, so we'll spend a little bit of money. They're going to be smaller than they were before, but it is what it is, I suppose. All right, so everybody's back to full strength with the exception of the cavalry. We don't get any additional armory or weapons or whatnot in between battles. It's only between campaigns, I believe. But we do have about $100,000 and 5,000 reinforce or 5,000 recruits we can pull in. So actually, why don't we go ahead and build a new brigade in the 3rd Corps, infantry brigade. We don't have any lieutenant. We don't have any colonels we can raise, so it's gonna have to be a lieutenant colonel. Make him 2,000 men, and we do have some we have enough Springfields to equip them for free. So a brand new brigade, Springfield rifled muskets, or sorry, Springfield smoothbores, and starting to fill out that 3rd division here in the 3rd Corps of the Army. I think we actually might have, let's see here, we've got 1,400 Harpers Ferry 1855s. Can we buy any more? No, we don't have any in stock. Rather not just buy them. We could use some of that reputation we have to get some Enfields. 15 reputation to get 2,000 Enfields. I think it's worth it. We still, I think, have a morale bonus. Yep, a morale boost of 1. So that'll allow us to equip a brand new infantry brigade. It'll be armed. It'll be commanded by a lieutenant colonel, and they'll be equipped with 3 1853 Enfields. Actually, why don't we do this? They're going to be rookies, right? So let's do this. The 2nd Corps has some better brigades. They're not rookie brigades that have some weapons already. Let's go ahead and equip them with Enfields, and then we'll give the new guys the crappy guns. You got to earn those weapons, right? All right. So there you go. A 2nd full brigade. We'll go ahead and put that there. And we're just, I think, 1 brigade shy from a full 3rd Corps. By the looks of it, that's all. We are shy of a full 3rd Corps. So we've almost got 60,000 infantry. Actually, we do have 60,000 infantry. Over 60,000 infantry now in the Confederate armies. Full supply wagons. $100,000 that we can spend on new weapons. And then, frankly, we can also sell these sharps that we got. So better than $100,000 that we can sell. Or that we can use to equip troops with new weapons. But we're going to wait on that probably till the end of this particular campaign, because there's going to be a lot of casualties and a lot to replenish after the Battle of Antietam, which I don't think we'll get to tonight, but I do think we've got at least 1 more battle in us tonight here, which will be the weapons factory battle. So just give me 1 moment to check back in with the chat, guys, and then we'll go to the Battle of Weapons Factory here. Alright guys, and that's going to do it for tonight's video. Obviously, as I've typically done in the recent videos for Ultimate General Civil War, that was taken from a live stream from just the other day, playing through the Battle of Chantilly. And our next video will be looking at the Battle of Weapons Factory, which is also known as the Battle of Harpers Ferry. With that being said, we will cover that in the follow-on video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.